Hey everybody, welcome back to Open by Accident. I'm Matt, and today we're going to look at a couple of unboxings from some recent purchases I made online. I'm trying to fill out my Xbox 360 collection, trying to finish it up. With that, let's jump right in and see what we got. Alright, let's start with this first priority mailbox. This is the smaller of the two packages, so let's crack it open. For a little backstory, I've been collecting for the Xbox 360 since I purchased the system new in 2006. I purchased my games as they came out, made their way onto the used rack at GameStop, or eventually made their way into the clearance bins at your local retailer. So the majority of my collection I've had for a pretty lengthy time. It's just been more recently, in the past 6 months or so, that I've been trying to fill out my collection. A lot of the games that I'm purchasing are actually repurchases because I still own the games, just brand new sealed, and I don't plan to open up those sealed games at this point. Maybe eventually down the road, we'll do another video and show you my sealed Xbox 360 collection. So you can see here, this first package looks like it's packaged up pretty nicely. This one came from Trading Games in Fenton, Missouri. This is a game store that I've ordered from in the past, and usually their product is in phenomenal shape, and obviously, as you can see, they take their time to package it fairly well. So in here, it looks like we got 3 games. Let's get the box out of here. Now, you'll notice a theming with all 3 of these games. I paid up a little bit for these, but I wanted to finish up the collection as best I could. So in here, we've got Armored Core for Answer. As you can see, it was $89.95. Not cheap by any stretch of the means. This is a game that I do already own, just brand new sealed. Now, they describe the games as being in top shape. Let's take a look. And I would probably agree with them on that disc. It does not look like it's been resurfaced. There is fingerprints on the inner ring, but the disc does not show significant signs of wear. Looks like no water damage on the insert. Booklet is nice and crisp. This is a really nice copy of Armored Core for Answer. And at that price point, I would hope so. Next up, we've got Armored Core 5 Core. Armored Core 5, I'm sorry. This one was $49.95. Again, complete. Looks like there's some finger smudges on the booklet itself. Nothing too bad. It may wipe off. Booklet's otherwise in really nice shape. Now the big question is the disc. I can definitely see where there's remnants in the inner ring where this disc has been resurfaced. That stuff just wiped off with me to the touch, but this disc has been resurfaced. It's in really good shape. Artwork does not show any signs of water damage. It's amazing how many games I find with water damage. And the last one. This is really the reason I pulled the trigger in all 3. I have trouble finding this game. This is a game that I've never come across in my 18 years of collecting for the Xbox 360. This one was $79.95. Now, I could have easily just pulled the trigger on an eBay purchase, but I prefer to find them out in the wild, or in this case, support a somewhat local game store. So we got Armored Core 5 Verdict Day. Now, this game, I don't believe, came originally with a booklet. The disc, again, same situation. There's that ring inside, wiped right off. Disc probably has been resurfaced. It's in really nice shape, but if you notice on the artwork, when you see this limited warranty and access to a website, this typically means that there was no booklet or insert with it because they printed it on the back artwork. So that's usually a tall tale sign that you don't have a booklet included in your game. So all in, I got 3 Armored Core games. I still need to find Armored Core 4, and that should complete the Armored Core set subset. With the first box out of the way, let's get into the second one. Overall, I'm really pleased with the way the first games turned out, but that's to be expected given as to where the game came from, as well as paying near retail or retail for those games. This next box here is going to have a lot more games in it, and it came from a place called eStarland. Now, eStarland I typically would not purchase from, just because their prices tend to be on the higher end, but I had a lot of trade credit built up there from games I've traded in. As you can see here, we got a box of games. Now, the interesting thing is they go through and they shrink wrap all of their games. So we'll have to crack open each one and take a look inside. Shouldn't take too long. So this first one we got is Dante's Inferno. Again, this was, I think, another game that I had. Just unfortunately, it was brand new. Now, it looks like it's got the booklet. There's the insert in the back, the game disc, and it looks pretty good. Always check your artwork, and this one looks really nice. So there you go, Dante's Inferno. Next up, this is one of the reasons why I went and pulled the trigger and kind of cashed in all my credit, is this finishes the Gundam, Dynasty Warriors Gundam set for me. I'd recently found Gundam 3 at the Midwest Gaming Classic, and I needed Gundam 2 to finish out that trilogy. Okay, looks like it's a warranty card. Boy, that is a hefty booklet. Looks like it's in multi-language. Insert looks nice. Case is a little tattered. Got something on the inside ring. Not sure exactly what that is. Yeah, I might need to do a little cleanup on that disc and test it out right away. Next up, kind of theming with mech games, I guess. We got Front Mission Evolved. This one was pretty cheap. I think it was like $9.95 for the game. Again, complete with inserts. This looks really good. I haven't had too much trouble with eStarland in the past. The worst thing I think I've experienced is I ordered a game that was said to be complete and it was missing the booklet. One other instance comes up where the insert or booklet on a PlayStation 1 game that I'd ordered, it was like torn in half. I reported it and they ended up giving me a partial refund for the damage. So as a whole, they're pretty easy to work with. And sometimes you need to pay attention to the values that they're giving on games, because the only reason I traded in and had so much trade credit is I had taken some games or traded some games in that I had previously taken to a Midwest Gaming Classic as a vendor. This game looks almost brand new. That's PopCat Arcade 1. I had the second one. But they were giving me more trade credit than I was actually asking at the show as a vendor. So we've got Race Pro. This is a Xbox 360 exclusive. So it does appear that this is a replacement case. You can kind of tell those cheap replacement cases, but that's okay. The cases aren't a big deal to me if they're broken, or because I can easily replace them, or in my case, I put them in the Terrafold sleeves. I have my entire 360 collection placed in Terrafold sleeves, which is why you don't see it behind you. It used to be on this wall, but now it's just original Xbox. So we've got Renaissance of Fate, another Sega RPG. As sad as it sounds, I was pretty excited about this next one. I really enjoyed the Scene It games, and this is one that I missed. So we've got Scene It. This is bright lights and big screen. So far, everything's looked really good. All right. Silent Hill Homecoming. This is another one I know I own. I'm just not going to crack the seal on it, which is kind of ironic because I'm cracking the seal on this one, but I know it's their seal. That booklet does show a little wear on the edges, but it's in really nice shape. I've been picking up a lot of Silent Hill games lately. All right, we got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Looks like this is one of those games that doesn't come with a booklet. just from the feel of it. And that's the problem with this generation of gaming, is you really don't know what games come with a booklet and which ones do not. And as you can see, there's information printed on the artwork. Therefore, I would tend to say that this was a game that originally never came with a booklet. So there is stickers on the inside ring. So that tells me that there's probably damage to the inner ring, which doesn't surprise me on a game like this, because this is probably a game that was marketed directly towards a younger audience. Sticking with the Turtles theme, we got the Danger of the Ooze. Again, games that I just never picked up just because they weren't on my radar when I was building my own personal game collection that I was playing. You can see they even put a sticker on it that says no manual. But again, you look at that insert, there's your sign that there never was a booklet. All right. Got a couple of Tomb Raider games in here. Got Anniversary, which is kind of fitting given Evercade's new announcement of the Tomb Raider original trilogy coming out for the Evercade. Man, these discs look great. That's one nice thing, is you have peace of mind when you're buying from a place like this that either A, the game's going to be in fantastic shape from the get-go, or B, if you're not happy with it, it's really easy to contact them and return it. You just got to kind of be careful, because sometimes their stuff is a bit overpriced. But for the most part, you can find things on their website, sometimes even under market value. This one feels weird. It must be a multi-disc game. No, just a really heavy booklet. Ooh, that inner ring doesn't look too good. We'll test it out and see. Worst case scenario is we return it. Booklet feels nice. Worms Collection. I can see this one kind of rising in value, just because these are the arcade games packed onto a disc. And with the store closing in July, this one might be a big one to go after. It even includes the bonus DLC packs. All right, last two games. This one I'm surprised I never owned. Soul Calibur 4. I know I've got the collector's edition of 5, but this one was a fun one. Fun series, rather. And it looks like this one has Yoda as a playable character. And then the last, but definitely not least, Shadows of the Damned. I've heard so many great things about this game. Never played it because I never opened up my copy. Now that I have a player's copy, this will definitely be spending some time in the Xbox. And as you can see, yep, still complete. Artwork looks really good. So we've got Shadow of the Damned, Soul Calibur 4, Worms Collection, Way of the Samurai 3, Tomb Raider Underworld, Anniversary, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Danger of the Ooze, just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Silent Hill Homecoming, Bright Lights, Big Scene, Seen It, Renaissance of Fate, Race Pro, PopCat Arcade 1, Mafia 2, Front Mission Evolved, Dynasty Warriors Gundam 2, and Dante's Inferno. Nice little haul from eStarland. So 20 more games added to my Xbox 360 collection. A lot of these I'm really excited to check out. Mafia 2, since I just played the definitive edition of the first one. The Tomb Raider games, these I haven't played before. The TMNT games, these are always going to be fun. And then the Armored Core series. Again, I just need that fourth one, and I think I've got all the Armored Cores on Xbox 360. This puts me roughly over 640 unique games for the 360, and none of them are really filler. I don't have a ton of sports games in my collection, just the ones that I feel like I'll go back and play. I may add them later on as I find them really cheap, but for the most part, I want games that I'm going to play in my collection. We're still going to continue to build Nick's budget collection, but we're trying to finish up my collection as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and please stick around as more content is on the way. If you'd like, check out our podcast over on Spotify. You can follow us on Instagram as well as TikTok. With that, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.